Ridgeline High School Sports, a presentation of 104.5 The Ranch and CashValleyDaily.com. Brought to you by Adams Wealth Advisors, Great Basin Graphics, McDonald's, Logo Shop, Castelite, Napa Auto Parts, Planet Fitness, DD Auto Salvage, Cache Valley Auto Care, Les Olson Company, Logan Cash Rich Credit Union, The Cater Shop, Advanced Heating and Air Conditioning, and Cache Valley Daily. Now, it's time for the Ridgeline Riverhawks on 104.5 The Ranch.
Welcome, everybody, to Ridgeline High School, where we're going to broadcast the Ridgeline Lady Riverhawks face off against the Green Canyon Lady Wolves in a Region 11 battle up here in Millville. I got with me my good buddy downtown, the Hall of Famer, Tony Brown. Tony, we got Green Canyon in the gym tonight. What do you expect to see here after these two teams faced off, a week or so ago, a week and a half ago?
A couple weeks ago, I think. Just listening to their coach's comments after last game, one of his big things is trying to improve, trying to get better and learn from the game that they played last time, and we'll see if they come out with any changes or any trickery.
Last time these two teams faced off, Ridgeline came up victorious, 77-38, almost a 40-point victory. Ridgeline's on a 13-game winning streak. They bring into this matchup a 16-2 overall record and 4-0 in region, so they are the region. They're in the region lead right now. Green Canyon brings in a 10-7 record and a 1-3 record in region, so they've struggled a little bit the first half of this region schedule, looking to try to get reset in the second half, but no tougher matchup than the Ridgeline Riverhawks. This ladies team is extremely good. This video experience is going to be powered by Adams Wealth Management. Adams Wealth Advisors want to understand your family, jobs, hobbies, and goals and earn your long-term financial trust. Go see Adams Wealth Management. Great Basin Graphics, they also are a good sponsor to these high school sports. Custom t-shirts, detailed embroidery, graphic designs that will get your business noticed. You can always go to greatbasingraphics.com for more information. This broadcast is also going to be broadcast on the radio, 104.5 The Ranch, and for our Green Canyon listeners, 100.9 Light FM, and then all obviously streamed on CashValleyDaily.com. We appreciate all our sponsors that help us get this on the air for these ladies and get them a little bit of airtime. You know, Ridgeline, as we've talked in the past, has been dominant over the last two seasons. Last season going, I think it was 20. Dave has 25-0, but I want to say it was 26. Either way, nor here nor there. Okay, 25-0. We'll stick with that one. And state champions last year as they ran the table on all non-conference, non-region play, and then through the state tournament. What do you think? They've lost two games on the season to two teams from Texas. Do you think they have what it takes to run the table from here, the second half of the region, and then into the 4A state playoffs?
Well, I think they've got as good a chance as anybody, really. With as much experience as they return, I mean, even before the 25-0 season last year, the year before that, they were, I think, 24-2 or 25-2 also. So in 3 years almost, they've only lost 4 games with, had quite a few wins on top of that.
4 games and only one from the state of Utah, Desert Hills, in the championship 2 years ago.
Yep.
The other three losses,
out-of-state teams, right?
One to Sugar Salem up in Idaho, and then the 2 teams from Texas that we mentioned.
Yep. And so I think their experience is the starting point. First and foremost, they've been playing at this level, as far as high school goes, and most of them, even at a higher level than high school during the summer. But they've been, you got, I don't know how, let's see, 3 3-year starters, or 4 3-year starters on the team, and 1 4-year starter on the team. So they're not lacking experience.
No, not at all. Looking at the RPI right now, Ridgeline is in the driver's seat at number 1. Snow Canyon's at number 2. These Green Canyon Wolves, they come in at number 5. It's interesting, from the teams that were in 4A last year, the top 6 are all teams that were in 4A last year, and then you got Cottonwood right there at 7. That's a new team in the 4A ranks. as of this season.
Yeah, and not seeing some of those teams in the preseason or anything like that, it's hard to gauge how good they really are. And you look at like Green Canyon being ranked 5th, I believe you said. They had a really good preseason, and now they've just kind of struggled in the region part of things. And I think that just goes to show you how balanced the rest of our region is you got to come out and bring it every night.
It really can be anybody's ball game, as Mountain Crest beat these Lady Wolves as well, and they've kind of been a bit of a surprise in region play. Skyview beat them. So outside of Ridgeline, you're right, the region is very, very balanced, but these Lady Riverhawks have really set themselves apart from not only Region 11, but I would say the rest of the state. Snow Canyon, in my eyes, gives them the toughest matchup with Olivia Hamlin down there, one of the leading scorers in the state, if not the leading scorer in the state.
Yeah, I think she's the leading scorer in the state.
Averages like close to 30 points, I think around 27 points a game. Ridgeline has Emily Skinner, obviously, that we've talked about over and over on the broadcast. She's an incredible talent. She brings into the game 24 points a game, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. But what impresses me the most about her is the defense she plays. She averages probably a block and a half a game, if not maybe more, and 3.5 steals a game as well. So her defense is just as good as her offense. I think if her dad were to say there's one area she needs to improve on, it's probably her rebounding, but she pulls 6 boards a game off the glass.
Yeah, I think she had a couple games where she just didn't board it like he would have liked.
The effort wasn't there.
And I think she's picked it up here as of late.
He's got some high standards, doesn't he? Next in the scoring category, at least, is Elise Livingston. She averages 14.5 a game. And then you got Hallie Smith at 8 points a game, Macy Brown at 6.5. For the Lady Wolves, their leading scorer is going to be Jana Lynn Blotter. She averages 13 points per game. Marissa Best is just behind her with 12.5 points. And then it takes a bit of a drop-off. Well, not a huge drop-off. It goes down to 8 points per game for Talissa Nelson. And then that's where that drop-off falls. The next highest scorer is Cassie Whitaker at 4.5. So, the last time these two teams matched up, Ridgeline got the best of them by about 40. I would expect same song, different verse here tonight, Brown, if I was a betting man.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to take a tall task for them to, come out and do that, to get it better than that, where Ridgeline's at home this time. Most teams will generally shoot the ball better at home. But, as far as Green Canyon goes, they got their 2 seniors that are, kind of their leaders, but they also have a bunch of underclassmen, sophomores, a bunch of sophomores, and a couple freshmen that are, trying to get some experience and really get this program to the next level over the next few years.
And a new head coach, which is always tough to kind of start over from that voice of, what are we trying to do strategically and schematically, and then kind of a culture-wise, here's how. And he's a younger guy. He's not, I don't know how young he is officially. I know you were mentioned before we got on the air, he comes from Box Elder. But a new coach is always kind of another dynamic within a team that can create some challenges and be a bit of a hard hurdle to get over.
For sure.
But we got 2:40 before we're going to tip this one off. We should be about ready to go with the national anthem here shortly, as the ladies are just getting warmed up. And we'll take a quick break, come back, do a little more pregame, and then we'll probably have the national anthem starting lineups, and we'll go from there. We'll be back in just a moment.
Everything from copiers to outsourced IT services. Think of LesOlsonIT.com.
Les Olson IT.
From what's happening in local political elections to breaking news to photo galleries and replays of the latest games. If it's happening in our community, it's on CashValleyDaily.com and the Cache Valley Daily app. Local, relevant news on CashValleyDaily.com.
Suit up, feel good. Custom tailored clothing for him and her. The Cater Shop, because how you look is the first message you deliver.
Good news for us and students. Logan Cash Rich Credit Union is offering ultra-low interest rates on auto loans and more. Plus, they pay school students for good grades. Inquire at Logan Cash Rich Credit Union. Member-focused, goal-driven.
She wants you.
Welcome back to Ridgeline High School, where the Lady Riverhawks are going to face off against the Green Canyon Lady Wolves, as we're just getting set here for a national anthem here, I believe, in probably about a minute. Failed to mention, the Cinnamon Bear, Dave Simmons, is not with us tonight, as he is down in Ogden coaching some, I believe, 8th grade boys down in the Weber League down in Ogden. So we miss you, Dave. We wish you were here. Sorry that I didn't mention that on the opening. We're not going to have the Super Smith shot of the night, as Dave's not presently with us. So everyone will have to hold their breath for the next boys region game, which will be Friday, where the boys are going to face off against the Green Canyon Wolves as well. Kind of a bit of an interesting schedule. Usually the boys and girls are always opposite. Girls play at home, boys play away. But because of the divisional wrestling meet that's going to be held at Green Canyon, that's why we got the schedules with Green Canyon flip-flopped. So the boys will be in action here Friday night against Green Canyon. That should be a pretty fun matchup. That was a fun game out at Green Canyon where Ridgeline was able to come up victorious. To me? Oh, Emily Skinner's throwing me her shirt. Let's go.
Let's see if you can catch it.
Yeah, probably not, but I'll do my best. But we're going to have a national anthem before we get this tip-off going, and we'll be right back with the starting lineups after the national anthem.
RPMs raise your BPMs. Then get up and go. Go turn some heads. Go turn a wrench. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to keep you firing on all cylinders.
They really can just about anything. That's what they do at the Logo Shop. Businesses, teams, booster clubs, school organizations, call the Logo Shop and have them show you the possibilities. The Logo Shop, committed to schools, teams, and youth groups.
Searching for copiers and printers? Les Olson IT has what you need. Find reliable HP printers, award-winning Sharp copiers, and high-end Ricoh graphic systems.
Les Olson IT.
Your Cache and Box Elder County McDonald's take pride in being part of our community. Your local McDonald's is hiring with flexible hours, tuition reimbursement, and great pay. Start your career today. Apply at careers.mcdonalds.com. McDonald's is an equal opportunity employer committed to a diverse and inclusive workforce.
This is Dave Simmons. Partner with the pros at Les Olson IT for all your office technology. Everything from copiers to outsourced IT services. Think of lesolsonit.com.
Les Olson IT.
From what's happening in local political elections, to breaking news, to photo galleries and replays of the latest games. If it's happening in our community, it's on CacheValleyDaily.com and the Cache Valley Daily app. Local, relevant news on CacheValleyDaily.com.
Welcome back to Ridgeline High. As we're just getting into the starting lineups, Tony, why don't you take us for the Green Canyon Wolves?
Yeah, starting out for Green Canyon, we've got a senior, 5'6", number 4, Janelyn Blotter, followed by 5'10" sophomore Talissa Nelson, a 5'10" senior Marissa Best, a 5'7" senior Cassie Whitaker, and rounded out with a 5'9" sophomore Tori Jepson.
Green Canyon is coached by Tyson Mortensen as they come in here with a 10-7 record, trying to knock off the favored. Oh yeah, I got the shirt. Hey. The favored Ridgeline Riverhawks. We're going to get into the Lady Riverhawks starting lineup. Starting number 5, a 6-foot junior, Emily Skinner. She averages 24 points per game, 6 rebounds and 3 assists. Number 22 is Macy Brown, a 6-foot senior. She averages 6.5 points per game, 7 rebounds and 2.5 assists. Number 23, Elise Livingston, is a 5'9" senior, averages 14.5 points per game, 2 rebounds and 2 assists. Hallie Smith, number 25, is a 5'6" senior, 8 rebounds, 3.5 assists. 8 points, 3.5 rebounds and 2 assists. Brynlee Weiss, number 32, a 6-foot senior, averages 5 points per game, 2 rebounds. These Lady Riverhawks are coached by Ainsley Jenks. They come into the game with a 16-2 overall record and an undefeated 4-0 region record as they look to build upon the momentum they have on a 13-game winning streak. So the last time they lost was in early December at the Lehigh Hoops Invitational. And I got myself a new T-shirt, which is always a good thing.
I think they've got, I saw somebody post something about their home winning streak. That goes back into.
Oh boy, that would be 3 years ago.
Would have been when Macy would have been a sophomore.
And immediately the tip from, I believe that was Emily Skinner, tips it over to Elise Livingston. Elise gave it to Hallie Smith, right? And Hallie finished it?
No, Elise finished it. It was to Brynlee to Elise.
Oh, Brynlee Weiss with the assist to Elise Livingston. Elise Livingston gets the first 2 points of the game for the Riverhawks, 2-0. Blotter up top to Whitaker. Whitaker with one dribble and skips it down in the corner to Blotter. Blotter's on the baseline, and she's going to travel for the first turnover for the Wolves. And ball is going to go into the possession of Ridgeline. Skinner with the ball, crosses half court. Ball in her left hand, now goes back to her right. Looking for a high screen from Brown. She gets it, uses the screen. Couple crossovers behind the back. Kick over to Hallie Smith. That one's long. And then a loose ball foul on Brown as she tried to reach over the back of Whitaker to tap that rebound away. And the first foul of the game goes against Ridgeline. Green Canyon will try to beat this full court press and immediately turn the ball over and throw it away, give it right back to the Riverhawks as they had come out in a man press, full court, and Hallie Smith causes turnover.
Yeah, they're going to need to clean that up in a hurry if they want to have any success here today.
It's going to be a long game if they struggle with that full court. Macy Brown with a nice spin move in the lane and a beautiful kick out to Weiss. That one's long, off the iron. Rebound. Was that Best?
I believe
no,
so.
No, that was Summer Hahn. Sorry, I circled the wrong. Best is not out there.
No, she is.
No, she's right down here.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
That's Summer Hahn out there. As Best is coming off the bench for these Lady Wolves. I'm surprised about that. I circled her out there. Was that a missed shot? There's Hahn on the rebound. Missed shot by the Wolves leads to transition for Ridgeline, and another missed shot for Ridgeline as that shot's blocked by Smith. Smith is on the ground. This is going to be a jump ball. That jump ball possession should go to Green Canyon. But 3 good looks for the Lady Riverhawks, none of them able to fall. The only points in the game so far, a tip.
The layup off the
tip. Yep, a layup off the tip for the first 2 and only points of the game as Green Canyon inbounds it to Nelson. Nelson, ball in her right hand, skips it over to Blotter. Blotter with a shot fake, looking for someone to cut. Nothing happening. Swings it over to Whitaker. Whitaker driving to her right, kicks it out to the top, but that's deflected by Skinner, and Skinner's off to the races. She finds Smith, but way too far under the basket. Oh, boy. And then Smith just throws it behind her head, and Emily goes up and gets it and finishes all in one jump.
Yeah, we were late on the pass for the first layup, and Hallie just kind of tossed it over her head, and somehow Emily caught it and threw it in the basket.
Hallie basically just saved it to anyone, and Skinner happened to be right there. That 3-point attempt by Hahn is long. Rebounded by Skinner, and now she's got the ball across half court, working against Whitaker. Couple dribbles over to Livingston. Livingston looking for a ball handoff, gets around a screen from Brown, and then the nice little pick and roll as Brown isn't able to handle the pass from Livingston, and then it gets deflected into Blotter's hands. That's the first turnover of the game for the Riverhawks.
Yeah, it was a good little play there. And
that was beautiful.
Whether it was just a bad catch, bad pass, from my angle, it looked like probably just a bad catch.
Yeah, it looked like Brown could have handled that one. Hahn with the ball in the high post, trying to work against Weiss, and then kicks it out to Blotter. Blotter with the missed 3, and Smith's looking to transition out to Skinner, and that's just easy. You got to get back if you're Green Canyon.
Yeah, they're going to have some sort of transition defense, not 5 guys going to the boards.
Whitaker brings the ball across half court and then immediately raises up, and that one looked good, but it's just long off the iron, rebounded by Brown. Brown with the baseball style pass out to Livingston, and again, the transition defense is not there from Green Canyon, and head coach Tyson Mortensen wants a timeout and talk this one over. It's an early 8-0 lead. Could have been a lot more, Brown, as they missed I think 3 outside shots.
Yep, 3 open shots that were, shots that they're generally going to make, and I guess Green Canyon's lucky right now that they're only down 8-0.
Down 8, 4:49 to go in this first quarter. We're going to stay here. McDonald's, we'll cover some of our sponsors, as we have quite a list of them. McDonald's is going to sponsor our player of the game. Work for McDonald's and let McDonald's work for you. Flexible hours, tuition reimbursement, plus meals and other perks. Also, Logo Shop with their uniform check. They are committed to the schools, teams, and youth groups. Go to Logo Shop for all your uniform needs. Right now, Ridgeline in their white uniforms trimmed in blue with blue numbers and a blue Hawks spelled out over the front of their jersey. Green Canyon in their black jersey trimmed in gray with a green number. And does that say Green Canyon on the front? It must.
I believe it does.
Yeah, Green Canyon on the front in green as Whitaker brings it across midcourt, gets it over to, that's Jepson. Jepson with a pass to Blotter. Blotter over to Nelson. Best has checked in the game here for Hahn. Jepson with the ball into Best in the post. She backs it out, swings it over to Whitaker. Just tenacious defense here by the Lady Hawks as Green Canyon's going to settle for a deep 3. That one's long and rebounded by Brown. Now Brown looks to push. She's past midcourt, kicks over to Smith. Smith in the corner to Skinner. Skinner's going to reset and bring it back up top. Get the ball over to Smith in the corner and then back up top to Skinner, and they're going to look to set up a play here as that one's poked out of bounds by Blotter.
Little loose with the ball, just not real secure with it, and kind of just got it tipped out of bounds there.
And the first substitution for the Lady Riverhawks is going to be Sydney Zollinger. She's going to check in for Hallie Smith. Skinner's going to inbound to Brown. Brown's going to go back to Skinner and almost throws it out of bounds. They were able to recover.
A little zig and a zag.
Yeah, she thought she was going one way. She went the other. Skinner with a shot fake and then skips it out to Zollinger, but a tough pass. Zollinger's kind of sliding to her left to give her a little bit of a better angle, and Skinner throws it just out of the reach of Sydney Zollinger, out of bounds for the second turnover for the Riverhawks.
Yeah, a little off the mark there. Otherwise, it would have been another wide open 3.
Blotter with the ball in the front court, over to, that's Jepson. Jepson with the bounce pass to Whitaker, stolen away by Livingston, and then she's going to push. Oh, she gets the contact from Whitaker and then just finishes with soft, beautiful touch off the glass for an opportunity for a 3-point play here for Elise Livingston.
Yeah, a good little defensive play there. She kind of cheated the play on defense and got an easy steal and then made a tough and one.
Yeah, got around the back of Whitaker on the defensive side, was able to poke that one away. And then as Whitaker was trying to catch up after trailing the play, she made contact in the foul. And Livingston does finish off the 3-point play. Do you know she's like 95% on the season from the stripe?
I think
it's amazing.
She's missed 2 or 3 is all the entire year.
And she goes to the line quite a bit because she's aggressive to the rim. If Mike Hansen can hear me, I need a bottle of water. I can see him down there. He's not listening to the broadcast.
John Booth's right below us. He could help us.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, you remember what I told you I was going to try to be really good at? The points.
I'm on it.
I have 4 for Ridgeline and none for Green Canyon.
That's the
Blotter.
she just went 2 for 2 from the line.
Okay, so Blotter with 2 foul shots. I have Skinner with 2, and I have Livingston with 2, so I'm way off.
Livingston's got 7.
Okay.
And Emily's got 4.
Okay, there we go. Thank you. I'm glad somebody here is paying attention as Skinner's got the ball on the Ridgeline side of the court, a little crossover, and then she skips it out top. Nice ball movement from Weiss to Brown. Brown long off the iron, rebounded by Skinner. Skinner brings it back out and immediately raises up for 3 and knocks that one down as Emily Skinner has 7 points of her own. So it's a Livingston-Skinner scoring fest here as they have 14 points, 7 apiece, and it's 14-2 lead for the Riverhawks. Best with the ball in the corner, swings it up top, and that's a newly inserted Tensmeyer, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
freshman.
Chloe Tensmeyer. She is just a freshman. She turns it over as Skinner was able to reach across the body of, I think it might have been Nelson, to steal that ball. And another turnover for Green Canyon. 14-2, 2.5, just over 2.5 to go in this first quarter as Ridgeline has built a 12-point lead over some nice shooting by Emily Skinner and Elise Livingston. Three new bodies in the game as McKady Jenks is going to check in. Ane Wallace and Hallie Smith is going to re-enter the game. As we got a little bit of confusion on the Riverhawk side, Ane Wallace is going to set a high ball screen and then roll to the basket, and a beautiful pass by Skinner and a missed layup by Wallace.
Yeah, missed opportunity there. It was a good read and good pass, just everything but the finish.
Well, Green Canyon tries to skip it around on the perimeter. It slips through the hands of Whitaker, but chased down by Jepson. Jepson with an entry pass stolen by Zollinger. Zollinger with an outlet to Skinner and an easy layup, and 16 on the board for the Riverhawks.
Yeah, they got to limit these turnovers, especially these live ball turnovers that are just going for layups.
The catastrophic ones that Coach Day calls are really killing Green Canyon right here, as they are leading to immediate points for Ridgeline and a 16-2 lead. Green Canyon is just having a heck of a time. Oh boy, as Marissa Best pulls Ane Wallace out of bounds, they're going to give possession to Ridgeline, but anyways, I'm not sure how, without a foul called there, it goes to Ridgeline, because it was definitely off Ane Wallace, but Marissa Best was
they didn't call a foul. I thought they called the foul.
No, Marissa Best pulled Ane Wallace out of bounds while Ane had the ball, but they called it out on Green Canyon.
Yeah,
so
smashed a cheerleader right into the padding.
Yeah. So we got a smush cheerleader and a 16-2 lead for Ridgeline. Skinner works it over to Zollinger. Zollinger back to Skinner. Green Canyon is kind of a 3-2 zone right now. Trying to switch up the looks for Ridgeline. Nice ball movement as they get it into Skinner. Skinner with a little entry pass on the cutting Wallace, and that's just nice high-low offense by Ridgeline, and a three-point opportunity the hard way for Ane Wallace.
Yeah, that's as easy as basketball ever gets right there, and it's really all it should ever be.
You get it to the low block and then flash from the high block or from the high post, and that's exactly, once the defense went to Skinner, which they're going to do a lot of times, Ane Wallace was wide open. Tensmeyer skips it over to Blotter. Blotter looking for, we got a foul here. The really good soccer player checked in, Sadler. Chloe Sadler's also checked in the ball game. The Sadler Tensmeyer, they're just
they're both Chloe's, but they both play extremely hard.
They play hard. They're a little bit smaller in stature, but they make up for it in effort. As the entry pass into Blotter is missed, Wallace on the contest, and the rebound to Wallace. Over to Skinner. Skinner's going to push. Skinner over to Zollinger. Zollinger's going to raise for three, and that one's good. As Sydney Zollinger gets on the board and increases this lead to 20, 22-2 for Ridgeline.
Yeah, that was just a push down the floor. I mean, not a hard push, but an unguarded player, and Skinner found Zollinger, and Zollinger put it in the net.
Wallace with a nice contest on Best's post move. She blocks it, or she didn't actually block it. She contested the shot. It was missed. Rebounded by Zollinger. Zollinger then outlets to Skinner. Skinner immediately goes downhill as she has numbers and gets fouled on her way to the rim for two more foul shots. But going back to that other transition, you're right. It wasn't a fast break. It was just transition offense, and no one was home for Green Canyon on the three-point attempt for Zollinger, and Skinner misses her first foul shot. As she has 9 in the game, I believe. Oh, and misses both. You don't see that very often out of Emily. You have her with 9?
9, yep.
9, okay. So I'm kind of getting closer with my score. Chloe over to Chloe. Chloe Sadler with the ball, dribbles with her left hand, skips it over to Jepson. Jepson to Blotter. Blotter's going to raise up, and that's blocked. And then here's another outlet to Skinner. Oh, and the whistle blows, the horn blows, and the first quarter's over. And it's a 22-2 lead for the Lady Riverhawks. And it's, like I said, same song, different verse. as the previous matchup between these two teams. Those turnovers have really cost Green Canyon so far.
Yeah, I think if you're Coach Mortensen down there, first and foremost, you've got to talk about transition defense, because I think we've scored at least 10 to 12 points off of fast break layups, off of either steals or even just missed shots. Okay, and that just can't happen if you want to stay in the game.
Ridgeline's getting about anything they want, it appears, here tonight. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back after this.
Custom tailored clothing for him and her. The Cater Shop, because how you look is the first message you deliver.
Good news for all school teachers and students. Logan Cash Rich Credit Union is offering ultra-low interest rates on auto loans and more. Plus, they pay school students for good grades. Inquire at Logan Cash Rich Credit Union. Member-focused, goal-driven.
Welcome back to Ridgeline Gymnasium, where the Ridgeline Riverhawks have a 22-2 lead going into the second quarter and possession of the basketball. Livingston's going to get it over in the corner to Zollinger. Zollinger's going to take a couple of dribbles and then skip it over to Weiss. Weiss is going to swing it to Brown. Brown with the jab step, and then she gets to her left hand, and a little bit of a miss off the glass, rebounded by Best to Blotter.
Yeah, good move there, good ball movement. Just got to finish the easy one.
Left it a little short, didn't she?
Yep.
Sadler skips it over the corner to Best. Best to Whitaker out on the perimeter. Again, Green Canyon is having a hard time getting this ball anywhere into the post, and when they do, it seems like they just turn it over, and there's another one, as it leads to transition by Ridgeline, and a bad pass from Weiss, trying to throw it all the way across her body to Livingston, and that one goes for a turnover. Oh, and good hustle. Good hustle by Macy Brown, as Green Canyon had numbers on their own transition, but it was blocked away by Macy Brown and prevented 2 more points for Green Canyon. Thank you. Appreciate that. John Booth, our great, what's it called? Booster Club president or what, Presidente, I don't know what you call him.
He runs that
show. He runs the show with the Booster Club and does a great job as he brings us a couple waters up top. Whitaker with a couple of dribbles with her left hand, looks to pivot, nothing happening as Brown cuts her off. Janelyn Waters going to raise up for 3, and that one's good as she got loose from Sydney Zollinger playing defense. Livingston is going to push into the front court, head of steam, kicks it over to Zollinger, and Zollinger's going to knock down another 3-pointer for the Lady Riverhawks. That's her 6th point of the game. If you're gonna let your guy score 3 on one side, you better dang sure make a 3 on the other.
Might as well go back and give it back to him, right?
Yep. As she battles with Blotter down low, as Blotter puts her head down, kicks it out to Whitaker. Whitaker is long off the backboard, and the rebound to Weiss. Weiss to Zollinger. Zollinger's going to transition to Livingston. Oh, good passing as Livingston got it to Jenks. Jenks was too far under the hoop and was able to find Brown for an easy bunny layup and a 27-5 lead for the Lady Riverhawks.
Yeah, there's that transition offense and lack of transition defense. That was off of a rebound, So
yeah, just a missed shot.
I think if you're Green Canyon, to help this not get any more out of hand than it already is starting to look, you can't send anybody to the offensive glass. He should be telling those smaller guards, the second a shot goes up,
you got to get
back. We can't keep giving up these easy layups.
That is one thing that's probably overlooked from this Ridgeline team is their overall team speed. And when you get 5 athletic, ex-soccer playing girls out there that are really good at basketball, you get some incredible team speed, and they can get in transition as good as anyone that I've ever seen play at the high school girls basketball level.
Yeah, just the speed in which they transition from offense to defense or defense to offense. A couple times they've sprinted back on defense to save a basket, where a lot of teams would have just given up and then it's 2 points, we're up 20 already. It means a lot to them to shut teams down.
Well, they compete every play, that's for sure, and they want to make a statement each and every time they step on the court. And so far, it's 27-5 with 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. Ridgeline has built a 22-point lead. Livingston guarding Sadler up at just above the three-point line, and Blotter gets behind the defense, and she is pumped about that reverse layup. A nice little move over the top of Emily Skinner, and Blotter has all 7 of Green Canyon's points.
All 7. They might want to start finding her a little more often.
They need to find her, but they also need to find someone else. It's a nice entry pass into Brown, and hard off the iron. Last one was short. This one was a little strong. And then Nelson, I think, is going to, that was off Livingston, they're saying, and Livingston's got her arms up like, no, it wasn't.
I think the Wolves might have got away with one there. I think Nelson just kind of lost the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, she was trying to pass it ahead, and it slipped off her hand, but they called it off Livingston, and it's going to remain in the Wolves' possession. Sadler with the ball up top is going to get it over to Blotter. Blotter's going to come off the screen from Whitaker. Whitaker with one dribble to her left, and then kicks it up top to Hahn. Hahn over to Sadler, working the ball around the perimeter again. The only way they've got it down into the key has been isolation off the dribble, as again Blotter goes into the lane and throws one hard off the iron, rebounded by Skinner, and again into transition. Skinner pushes, runs right by Whitaker, gets it over to Smith, and another easy layup after one shot fake. She gets around the defense and no one home for Green Canyon. 29-7 Ridgeline.
Yeah, Skinner demanded 2 or 3 people with her eye and left Smith wide open.
It was just one shot fake for Smith, and then she had nobody home on the layup. So a nice move by Smith. But then Nelson, who is left-handed, gets past Smith with her left hand and finishes with her left hand and gets 9 points on the board for Green Canyon. A travel called. Is that on Weiss?
I believe it was on Smith.
Okay, I just saw Weiss with the ball in her hands.
Caught it on her hip and didn't really have control of it. But
well, I've given up on turnovers because keeping score on this thing's hard enough. I've missed one. I missed Smith's because Hallie has, does she only have 2?
Yep.
Hallie with 2. I may have missed one for Elise Livingston too. I don't think I have 29. And I'm still in the first quarter column. So I'm going to need a little help there from you to straighten out these stats at halftime. But Green Canyon trying to work the ball around. They get it in the hands of Whitaker. She's going to step back and race for 3. That one's long. Rebounded by Brown. Brown gets it off.
Got a good looking shot there.
She did actually get a good look on the shot fake. Skinner going to use the screen from Brown. No, she's not. She goes the other way. She created enough space there, but then kicks it over to Smith. Smith in the corner to Weiss. Looked like a bit of a travel, but gets away with it. Skips it over to Livingston. Livingston with a couple hard dribbles with her left hand and then finishes with her right through contact. And Elise Livingston is going to get another and one opportunity, as I have that her 9th point of the game?
Correct.
Okay. Does Macy has a bucket, doesn't she?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, and you have it in the quarters?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. I'll have the totals, you got the quarters. And hopefully this will be 50% right.
If we're lucky.
If we're lucky. 31-9. Yep, Elise made. That's her second three-point play of the game as Blotter working against Zollinger. Zollinger putting a bit of a three-quarters court pressure on her, making her work hard, get the ball across midcourt. Blotter over to Jepson. Jepson to the top to Sadler. Sadler trying to get an entry pass, and it gets through, and what looked to be a bit of a travel by Blotter, but nothing called. She misses the layup. Skinner into the front court. Couple dribbles with her right hand, and then back to her left. Crosses over and finishes over her right shoulder with a beautiful move through the lane, weaving through everybody, and Skinner gets her 11th point of the ball game.
Yeah, just a good move. Sometimes even when you think you got someone corralled, they just make a good move and a good finish.
That was a beautiful finish. And Livingston puts her head down and goes straight to the basket after getting a steal on the defensive side. And she's going to go back to the foul line as she already has 2 points from the line, looking to get 2 more and add to her totals as she has 12. Nope, 10. Livingston with 10. Skinner with 11. Zollinger with 6. Brown with 2. Hallie Smith with 2. Ane Wallace with 2. I have Brindley Weiss is scoreless. Is that right?
Ane's got 3.
Oh, she had an and one?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, Livingston with the rare miss, but offensive rebound pulled down by Brown. Brown over to Zollinger, and that is an air ball. I thought it was swooshed.
I thought it was too.
Hey, you drain your first two. Why not take a third?
I'd take a fourth.
A little bit off, yeah. Just keep shooting. All you got to do is forget about that one. As Zollinger, hey, she's trying to
blame
avoid.
it on the wind.
She's trying to avoid the Castle-Light brick of the game. So if you don't hit iron, you can't get a brick.
There you go.
Blotter with the ball for Green Canyon over to Best. Best to Hahn. Hahn over to Sadler. Sadler working against Smith. They get it up top to Blotter. Blotter gets it stolen away from Zollinger, and then she looks to transition to Skinner. Skinner outlets to Livingston, and it's another easy bucket for the Riverhawks.
That ball didn't even hit the floor.
Did not hit
picked it up
once it got stolen. Zollinger to Skinner, Skinner to Livingston, and a layup later. It's a 37-9 lead as Sadler gets it over to Hahn. Hahn over to Blotter. Blotter trying to dribble, penetrate. One dribble, picks it up, and then turns it. Oh, does not turn it over. They call a foul on Hallie Smith. As Ane Wallace, McKady Jenks, and Brindley Weiss are going to check in this game for Hallie Smith. Elise Livingston and Macy Brown are going to check out. Green Canyon has Jepson, Nilsson, Sadler, Best, and Blotter. They get the ball up top to Sadler. Sadler over to Blotter. Blotter's looking to go to her right. Two dribbles, picks it up, skips it over to Best. Best with a shot fake and then does raise up. That looked like it was going down, but it's rebounded by Skinner. Skinner pushes, again in transition. Little pass to Zollinger, and I gotta say, that was a beautiful pass by Sydney Zollinger. I know I'm her dad, but that was nice.
You know, I think she realized she had no chance to catch it and score it as the defender was moving over, and she just made a quick, smart decision, dropped a dime to Ane Wallace there.
Nice transition offense again by the Lady Riverhawks, and Blotter is gonna raise up for three, and that one's missed, rebounded again by Skinner. She's got a half a dozen or more rebounds, but then she turns it over. Nice pressure by Best. Best to Blotter, and she misses the layup. Now Skinner's pushing again. She outruns Sadler, gets into the body of Best, and then a little step back off the iron, rebounded by Jenks. Offensive rebound and second opportunity for the Riverhawks. Oh, an easy entry pass and an easy layup as the defense for Green Canyon got disheveled and another breakdown.
I mean, Brindley Weiss didn't have anybody within 20 feet of her, and she decided not to shoot it for some reason.
Oh, Brindley, yeah.
And then the defense was all discombobulated.
Yep, discombobulated leads to a easy layup for Ane Wallace, and Ane Wallace has 7 points in this ball game. Her and Sydney Zollinger off the bench. Ane with 7 and Sydney with 6. Adding to the totals that the starters have is a 41-12 lead as Emily Skinner's going to try to close this half with a three-pointer as the clock was running down, and that one goes off the iron. And so we're going to come to the end of this half. Brown 41-12, a 29-point lead.
Yeah, I just like I said after the first quarter, I think you got to start with the transition. Sometimes you can't do anything about the steals, but the shots that we're getting transition layups off of, they've got to really, clean that part of the game up.
There has been a lot of defensive breakdowns for the Wolves and too many turnovers to keep this game within reach as it's gotten a little bit out of hand. 29-point lead going into half for the Lady Riverhawks. We're going to take a break. We're going to total up these inaccurate stats. We're going to be back in just a few minutes to give you those statistics and the rest of the halftime show, which is brought to you by Planet Fitness. So we'll be back right after this.
You the most for junk vehicles. Get rid of your junk vehicles today. Pickup is available. DD Auto and Salvage in Logan. Call 787-1204. That's 787-1204 today. See store for details.
Great Basin Graphics has quality screen printing, detailed embroidery, and award-winning graphic designers. The right look, the right design, the perfect fit. Get noticed with GBG. Get your order in today for spring products. Google Great Basin Graphics for screen printing and embroidery. 966 West 400 North in Logan.
When a client walks into the office, I want them to feel like they have a team that is full-time working for them.
We really start from the ground up, setting our goals, understanding your situation, and then building the plan to maximize that quality of life.
Visit Adams Wealth Advisors.
Here's today's hot and perfect tip.
Don't follow extreme routines. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
Make it 3 years in a row. Advanced Heating and AC is honored to be Best of Northern Utah Gold Medalist. Thank you for your support and vote of confidence in their company. Advanced Heating and AC online at advancedheating-ac.com.
If RPMs raise your BPMs, then get up and go. Go turn some heads. Go turn a wrench. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to keep you firing on all cylinders.
They really can put your logo on just about anything. That's what they do at the Logo Shop. Businesses, teams, booster clubs, school organizations, call the Logo Shop and have them show you the possibilities. The Logo Shop, committed to schools, teams, and youth groups.
Searching for copiers and printers? Les Olson IT has what you need. Find reliable HP printers, award-winning Sharp copiers, and high-end Ricoh graphic systems.
Les Olson IT.
Your Cache and Box Elder County McDonald's take pride in being part of our community. Your local McDonald's is hiring with flexible hours, tuition reimbursement, and great pay. Start your career today. Apply at careers.mcdonalds.com. McDonald's is an equal opportunity employer committed to a diverse and inclusive workforce.
This is Dave Simmons. Partner with the pros at Les Olson IT for all your office technology. Everything from copiers to outsourced IT services. Think of lesolsonit.com.
Les Olson IT.
All the pretty girls walk like this, 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 this. Pretty girls walk like this, 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 this. All the
Welcome back to Ridgeline High School as the Lady Riverhawks are in find themselves in a commanding lead, 41-12 at halftime, as we have our halftime sponsor, Planet Fitness. Don't follow extreme things. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness. Join for just $10 a month and cancel anytime. Another one of our great sponsors is Castelite. They sponsor our brick, block, or best part of the game. So far, I can't even think of a block.
Well, Macy had the one on the
Oh,
on
yeah,
the fast
that's
break.
absolutely. That's for sure in the runner.
There was
right
another
now.
one. I can't remember who it was.
I think Skinner maybe on a three-point attempt.
She might have got one, or Ani got
Whitaker.
one. I know Ani got the one in the corner on best.
Right now, I love the hustle play that Macy Brown had on getting back in transition defense and blocking that one out of bounds. Castlite, whether you're looking for brick for your home, tile for your bathroom remodel, or pavers for a new walkway in your backyard, think Castlite. Online at castlite.com. Okay, 41 points for the Riverhawks, 12 for Green Canyon. Green Canyon is led in scoring. They only have 3 girls in the scoring column, but they're led by Janelyn Blotter. She has 7. Most of those in the first quarter, I believe. I don't know that she had any in the second.
I think she had 2 in the first and then 5 in the second, actually. So,
of course she did. I got a scratchy throat, my friend, and I'm just trying not to cough in this microphone. Anyways, Janelyn Blotter was 7. Talissa?
I think they said it was Talissa.
Talissa Nelson has 2, and Tori Jepson has 3, as Ridgeline has just made things extremely difficult, not only ball handling, but getting the type of shot that Green Canyon wants. They're making things really hard on Green Canyon on the defensive side.
Yeah, that's what they do every game.
They do.
You know,
they do.
It doesn't matter who they're playing. They're into them with pressure, and you know, Green Canyon, in my opinion, has to do 2 things. They've got to get some shots instead of turnovers, and then they've got to get back on transition defense.
You know, you always say that an open shot is better than a turnover for sure, but I don't know how many open shots they would have actually had or they turned down in that first half. they shot a lot out from the perimeter because they just simply couldn't get the ball inside. And when they got it inside off the dribble, they just kind of threw it a little hard off the backboard or were a little out of control on their way there, and they just weren't able to finish.
Yeah, the Ridgeline defense kind of is pretty good at collapsing and helping each other out when they do get beat.
They have pretty good help side defense, I must say. For Ridgeline in the scoring column, led by Lise Livingston. She has 13 points at the half. Emily Skinner is right behind her with 11. And then you have Ane Wallace off the bench with 7 points, and Sydney Zollinger off the bench with 6, adding to the total. And then Macy Brown and Hallie Smith for a total. Macy Brown and Hallie Smith both have 2 apiece for a total of 41. By scoring by quarter, you're right. I don't know how Jana Lynn Blotter got most of her 7 points in the first quarter when they only scored 2, as Ridgeline jumped out to a 22-2 lead on Green Canyon. Green Canyon with a much improved second quarter, as they only lost that quarter 19-10. Still a 9-point deficit, but when you dig yourself a 20-point hole in that first quarter, it makes the rest of the game basically just a gut check.
Yeah, and that's where you just want to come out, and as a coach, you want your kids to come out and compete and try to do the things that hopefully you've worked on and talked about in halftime, and gain some experience points, basically, to take with you the rest of the way of the season.
Yeah, basically just build on the positive. We're not going to worry about the things we're doing wrong or the errors they're forcing us into. We're just going to try to control the positive things we're doing out there, and like you say, let that help us down the road for when we get into playoffs and when we get into a tight game, we can handle that pressure defense, or we can handle that more physical body that we're experiencing out here tonight. So it's never a bad thing to play a tough game against a really good team. You can always find something positive from that. So nice job by the Lady Wolves staying in it, fighting the second quarter, and putting up a much better performance in that second quarter than the first. We'll see what they can do here in this second half. Now, I remember last year, it wasn't 41-12 at half, and there was different players on the court. Maybe Green Canyon had a little more firepower offensively, but these Lady Wolves took us down to almost the wire in the second half, as we only won that game by about 6.
Yeah, the first of the game here last year, right?
It was played at home, the first half of the region play, and then we went to, no, I'm good, bud, thanks, as we got Camden Smith, younger brother of Hallie and Brooke Smith, running our camera here tonight. He's going to get a fat paycheck for this one, bub. Fat paycheck. Okay? Big old smile on his face. He's offering us some popcorn. We're going to take a quick break as halftime's just wrapping up, and we'll be back right after this.
From what's happening in local to breaking news, to photo galleries and replays of the latest games. If it's happening in our community, it's on CashValleyDaily.com and the Cache Valley Daily app. Local, relevant news on CashValleyDaily.com.
Suit up, feel good. Custom tailored clothing for him and her. The Cater Shop, because how you look is the first message you deliver.
Good news for all school teachers and students. Logan Cash Rich Credit Union is offering ultra-low interest rates on auto loans and more. Plus, they pay school students for good grades. Inquire at Logan Cash Rich Credit Union. Member-focused, goal-driven.
Welcome back to Ridgeline High School on a Tuesday evening, as the Lady Riverhawks are matched up against the Lady Wolves from Green Canyon. Hopefully our listeners on 100.9 Light FM have been enjoying the broadcast as we're coming through the Green Canyon airwaves. As Green Canyon with the possession to start the second half is working it again around the perimeter. Blotter with the ball basically straight away. Kicks it over to Jepson. Jepson over to Nelson. Nelson with a dribble to her right and then crosses over to her left, and a foul on Livingston as she gets caught reaching in on Nelson. So Lady Riverhawks are going to inbound it right in front of their bench. Coach Mortenson's keeping these ladies out there battling. Nelson with a couple hard dribbles to her left. She is left-handed, her dominant hand, as she gets it over to Whitaker. Whitaker to Blotter. Blotter swings it over to Jepson, and then it's stolen away by Smith. And the Lady Riverhawks again are out on the run as she tries to finish with her left hand, and nothing home for Smith. I think she could have got that one over to Livingston for a little bit of an easier look.
Yeah, I think it could have been an easy bounce pass, but nonetheless, just a missed opportunity there.
Tried to finish with her left, wasn't able to, and then the ball is deflected out of bounds on the rebound attempt by Brown over to Green Canyon. Green Canyon has got it in the post to Best, or sorry, that's Hahn, and Hahn throws it away, trying to give it over to Nelson, and then Smith on the outlet again, misses the little layup, but it's followed up by Skinner, and on her follow attempt, she is fouled, and will go to the line for 2. So Hallie Smith with 2 point-blank opportunities to open up this half, misses them both, but this one, an offensive rebound by Skinner, and that, I think, is her 3rd missed foul shot
I believe
of
so.
the game.
I think she's had 3, and she's missed all 3 of them. Very
uncharacteristic of Brown, or sorry, of Skinner, as she does knock down the second free throw to extend this lead to 30, 42-12, as Blotter's trying to work on Skinner. She gets it over to, that's Jepson, right? 20, oh boy.
Yes.
That is Jepson, and she travels for a turnover for Green Canyon. She was trying to work against Brown and just nowhere to go. Drags that pivot foot, and a turnover for Green Canyon. Ridgeline with the ball. Brown with it straight away. About 30 feet away, skips it in the corner to Skinner. Skinner back out to Livingston. A nice ball movement, but a missed 3 by Livingston. And good hustle by Hallie Smith, and an offensive rebound. Another opportunity for the Riverhawks. Skinner over to Brown. They're going to reset the offense. Work from the top. Brown over to Weiss. Weiss back to Brown. They're playing a 2-man game up high. Brindley Weiss is wide open.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
And I don't know why she's not shooting
it.
But she skips it in the corner to Smith. Smith with 3 hard dribbles down the baseline. Gets one to fall as a little floater. And Smith's first 2 points of the half. As, was that Nelson?
Yep.
Nelson raises up for 3. And this one's going to be called off Skinner, I'm fairly certain.
I believe so. She almost sold it.
She did.
She sold it to one of the 2 refs.
So Smith with her 2 points and Skinner with a point, right?
Yep.
3 points in this, yep, that totals. As Chloe Tensmeyer is going to check in this ball game along with Marissa Best. As I think Hahn and I'm not sure who else checked out. Oh, Jepson checked out. So you got Whitaker, Nelson, Blotter, Tensmeyer, and Best on the floor for Green Canyon. Ridgeline with their starting 5, and Nelson raises up for 3, but that's long. Doesn't catch any iron. Rebound Livingston. Livingston looks to push. Gets into the lane, pulls her dribble, and then's looking for somebody. Finds Brown. Brown with 1 jab step, gets to her left hand, kicks out to Weiss, and Weiss is going to raise up. That one's long, off the leg of Blotter, and that's going out of bounds.
Yep, Skinner just barely tipped that enough to knock it away from Blotter, and it ends up going off of her leg.
Goes off her leg and out of bounds. Is going to stay in possession of Ridgeline. Those are just things you're like, really? Really? I mean, we're down 30 and that has to happen? Oh, a little entry pass into Brown, and then Brown hands back off to Skinner. And there's no mid-range game that I've seen that's as good as Emily's.
Maybe girls or boys for that matter.
Because it is lethal. As she gets into the key, you can about count those little mid-range jumpers good, and that one falls for Skinner. And that's her 14th point of the game. As Blotter gets it on the low pock, and she makes a nice little beautiful move up against Skinner.
Yeah, good.
So nice job by Blotter.
Come back the other way and put it up off the glass.
I'd say that was a really nice move by number 4 from Green Canyon, Janelyn Blotter. Macy Brown with it up high. She works it over to Weiss, and Weiss again is there's
shuffled
best.
Her feet 3 times.
Yes, she did. She got away with the travel, and there's no one within 10 feet of her as Marissa Best is sagged all the way into the key, giving Weiss any shot she wants, and she doesn't look inclined to take it.
Yeah, I'm not sure why, whether it's the coaches don't want her shooting that shot, but every one of those girls is good enough to step up and make that shot. They should just be passing it to her and letting her shoot it in.
Letting her rip. Yeah, don't even because she's off the three-point line when she starts with the ball about 3 feet.
Right.
If she just steps up to the three-point line, I guarantee Best isn't coming out on her. And Brinley Weiss can get as hot as any of those girls down there on those Lady Riverhawks. So she needs to pull the trigger when she's open. But timeout by Ridgeline, I believe, which is going to allow us to take a quick 15-second break. We'll be right back.
DD Auto and Salvage is going to pay you the most for junk vehicles. Get rid of your junk vehicles today. Pickup is available. DD Auto and Salvage in Logan. Call 787-1204. That's 787-1204 today. See store for details.
Welcome back to Ridgeline High School as the Lady Riverhawks have taken a 46-14 lead with 4.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. We have other region games going, but we don't get the updates.
Actually, there's not any other region. All the other teams play on Thursday. Because of the wrestling divisionals, they played this game today.
Oh, makes sense. Okay, the wrestling divisionals being held at Green Canyon and Uinta. Green Canyon with the ball. What happened? Why did they have the ball? I don't remember.
It was shot and it was tipped out of bounds.
Huh?
We shot it and it was tipped out of bounds on the rebound.
Who shot it?
Oh,
I don't
Skinner,
remember.
I think, did.
But anyways, working it around the perimeter, and Emily Skinner steals it away from Green Canyon, and then immediately, yep, we're going to move the cameraman.
They're right in the landing zone.
Right in the landing zone. Right in the danger zone. Back to the game as Green Canyon is going to bring this one in the front court with Nelson. Nelson over to that's
Tensmeyer.
Chloe Tensmeyer. Tensmeyer to Whitaker in the corner, guarded by Jenks. Couple hard dribbles down the baseline and gets it to Nelson. Nelson out to Blotter. Blotter with a shot fake, and then that one's blocked by Brown for her second block of the game. And a nice outlet to Livingston. Livingston with the finish. Nice body control against Tensmeyer. And another transition bucket for the Riverhawks.
Yeah, that one came off of a block, and so they were out of position to start with. Oh, another block.
Another block by Brown? I put my eyes down to put the score, and it was blocked by Brown, huh? Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's her third block of the game, and she got smacked right in the face. She's going to put her head down and just take it herself as Macy Brown doing a great job on the defensive side, swatting shots all over the place, and she's going to get fouled and go to the foul line, try to get her third point of the ball game. As a nice job defensively, and she crashes the boards like Rodman.
Yeah,
the first one's good.
I think she's leading the team in rebounds for the year.
Yes, she
and
is.
I think that's something she's been concentrating on, trying to go to the glass every time and being a factor in that aspect.
Well, you and I both heard as the second foul shot is missed. We've all heard the great speech from Coach Donovan in the 95% rule.
Yep.
Shots are going to fall, shots are not going to fall, but 95% of the time you don't have the ball in your hand, and you can do a lot of things without the ball in your hand that can help your team win, and that's one of them, rebounding. As Green Canyon just looking to work it around the perimeter, and then the entry pass from, that's Sadler who's checked in the game, into Best is over the head and stolen by Brown, and another turnover for Green Canyon.
It looks like Green Canyon's went to a 2-3 zone here.
Yep, working this zone again, so Ridgeline's going to get in a high-low situation. Brown on the low block, skips it out. Livingston just looked a little bit out of position there as she didn't give Brown a great angle, as that shot attempt by Brown was blocked by Best. And then as Brown recovered, she tried to skip it out to Livingston, and that's going to be a turnover of the Riverhawks as that one went into the backcourt. And goes into possession of Green Canyon. 51-14. 2:26 to go here in the third quarter. Ridgeline in the lead.
Yeah, I like what Green Canyon's done here for the most part of this quarter. They've slowed the game down and tried to take care of the ball a little better. Still giving up a few steals for fast break layups.
Again, Tensmeyer tries to swing it over to Nelson, and Emily Skinner jumps in the passing lane, just takes that right away, and it leads to another easy 2 points for the Riverhawks as I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Nope, I'm missing 2 somewhere. Dang it.
For the quarter?
Yes. That's Tensmeyer, and that looked exactly like her older sister as she raises up for 3 and knocks one down from the corner, giving Green Canyon 17 points. Over to Skinner, over to Zollinger. Zollinger back to Skinner. Skinner over to Jenks. Jenks is going to bring it to the top. Over to Livingston. Livingston with a little bit of a fake and then gets to the rim and misses the layup with a right hand. The scoop layup, and Skinner
missed a little bunny there.
Yeah, Livingston misses the bunny and Green Canyon gets the rebound. Gets it over to Whitaker, and Whitaker gets it just tapped away enough, but then she knocks it out of bounds, and a turnover Green Canyon as Blotter is going to check in this game for Whitaker. So right now Green Canyon has Tensmeyer, Sadler, Blotter, Hahn, and Nelson on the floor. Ridgeline with Jenks, Zollinger, Skinner, Livingston, and Wallace. As Livingston, a nice skip pass. Was that from Sydney? Skipped all the way to the corner.
Perfect skip pass.
Zollinger skips into the corner to Livingston, and then Livingston knocks down the 3.
Should be an easy pass for soccer players throwing the ball in.
Yep, just over the head soccer style throw in as Nelson raises up for 3, and that one's just short. Blotter doing a nice job on the offensive rebound.
Yep, Blotter just outworked 3 Riverhawks there. All bigger than her, but she worked harder than them and got the offensive board.
Good hustle by Jana Lynn Blotter right there as Lise Livingston. I think that's her 18th point of the game.
That's correct.
Okay. The one I'm missing is Skinner. Just found it. Oh, and that one's thrown over the head of Blotter, and Livingston chases it down as she outruns all the Green Canyon players and gets an easy layup in a 58-17 lead with 45 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Ridgeline just extending this lead with this pressure defense and causing these turnovers as Green Canyon out on the perimeter again. Sadler to Tensmeyer. Tensmeyer gets into the lane, and that one's blocked away by Livingston and is going to stay in the possession of Green Canyon. 18 seconds on the shot clock, 29 seconds on the game clock. So Ridgeline will get one more look on offense unless Green Canyon's able to pull in an offensive rebound. They get it to the high post to Hahn. Hahn going to Blotter, and then Blotter gets blocked by Jenks and then gets her own rebound and blocked again by Skinner. Skinner pushes into the front court over to Jenks. Jenks to Zollinger. Zollinger back to Jenks, working it around the perimeter, just going to get the last shot here. Livingston with a jab step and then into Wallace. Wallace with a little mid-range, and that one's long. And that's going to be it for our third quarter of play. 58-17. Is that a 3-point quarter for 5? It was 12 at half, huh? Okay. So a 5-point quarter for Green Canyon. A bigger quarter for Ridgeline extends the lead to 41. And it's much of the same. Pressure defense leads to transition offense. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back right after these commercials from our sponsors.
Great Basin Graphics has quality screen printing, detailed embroidery, and award-winning graphic designers. The right look, the right design, the perfect fit. Get noticed with GBG. Get your order in today for spring products. Google Great Basin Graphics for screen printing and embroidery. 966 West 400 North in Logan.
When a client walks into the office, I want them to feel like they have a team that is full-time working for them.
We really start from the ground up, setting our goals, understanding your situation, and then building the plan to maximize that quality of life.
Visit Adams Wealth Advisors.
Here's today's hot and perfect tip.
Don't follow extreme routines. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
Welcome back to Ridgeline High School as Ridgeline has built a 41-point lead here to start the fourth quarter, and you're probably going to see a couple minutes of the starters, and then we're going to go to the JV here shortly. But on the floor right now for Ridgeline, Zollinger, Jenks, Wallace, Smith, and Weiss as Smith raises up for 3 in the corner on the pass from Wallace, and she misses it. Green Canyon with the ball in the front court with Jepson. Jepson over to Blotter. Blotter looking for a screen from Hahn, gets it. One dribble around it and picks it up. Over to Whitaker. Whitaker into the post to Hahn. Hahn back up to Blotter. She's going to drive and leaves it short. Rebound to Jenks. Jenks is going to look to transition and push. And this has kind of been the MO the whole night for the Riverhawks. As the skip pass to Smith, Best tries to come out, get a piece of it, but gets a piece of Hallie Smith on the way. And the foul is going to go against Green Canyon.
A little bit of late on the skip pass, and actually turned into a foul because it was late.
That's one of those that the quarterback did not throw you open. They threw you into contact. Wallace with the ball up top, crosses over and then gets smoked by Best. And Best, I think, is anticipating checking out of this game, but coach says get out there and play your hardest. As Ridgeline is going to have the ball. Right by their bench to throw it in. Zollinger's going to inbound to Smith. Smith working against Blotter, swings it over to Zollinger. Zollinger to the high post to Weiss. Weiss back to Zollinger. Couple dribbles in the lane over to Smith. Smith in the corner to Jenks. Jenks up top to Zollinger. Zollinger with an entry pass to Wallace. She misses the layup, but a rebound goes into Jenks' arms. She's going to dribble penetrate down the baseline and kick it over to Smith. Long. That rebound is into Blotter's hands, and Blotter's going to outlet to Best. She goes one dribble and goes to the hoop and fouled by Wallace.
That might be the first transition
I was just going to say that.
Green Canyon has had all night.
It might be. There has not been very many opportunities for transition as the Lady Riverhawks do get back on D quite well. But there's the first one, and it leads to 2 foul shots for Marissa Best, and she makes her first. As she gets on the scoreboard for the first time tonight. Let's see, 12. She make that one?
Yep, she got both.
Best makes them both. Gets Green Canyon to 19. 58-19. Jenks with the ball up top. She swings it over to Smith. Smith back to Jenks. Jenks back to Smith. Oh, that's a nice pass from Wallace as she gets in the low post. Couple dribbles by Zollinger and back out to Weiss. And there
that's
it is.
Good offense right there.
You know, Brindley Weiss can make them with anybody. And I don't know why she was a little tentative there in the third quarter, but she knocks down a 3 for her first points of the ball game.
First points of the ball game, yep.
Nice job by Brindley Weiss getting on the scoreboard as the entry pass into Jepson is almost stolen away by Smith. Stays with Green Canyon. Whitaker up top into Hahn. Hahn back out to Blotter, and that one's blocked by Zollinger. I tell you what, these Lady Riverhawks are just swarming on the defensive side. Smith with the big skip pass over to McKady Jenks, and that one's long. Fought for by Anne Wallace, but out of bounds. Going to Green Canyon. As this is kind of an interesting insertion of players here.
I would agree. But I think I'm not keeping track, and I don't think you are, but that's got to be in double-digit blocks for the Riverhawks
I would
tonight.
say so. I think with Macy has 4, and Emily Skinner's got a couple. I think they're getting close to 10 team blocks on the night, and certainly over 10 steals. They just create all sorts of havoc on the defensive side. But we have 5:36 remaining in this fourth quarter. I just noticed that Emily Skinner, Macy Brown, and was it Elise Livingston? All checked back into this ball game.
Yep.
So a 42-point lead, and we're 5:30 remaining in the fourth. We're going to go to some sponsors. Les Olson Company. Get your free network assessment with Dave the Cinnamon Bear Simmons at lesolson.com or call 1-800-THE-CINNAMON-BEAR and he'll pick up. Cater Shop is your one-stop missionary store. Suits, ties, shirts, belts, shoes, and luggage. All at the Cater Shop.
D&D Auto and Salvage, Cache Valley's #1 place to get the most money for your junk vehicles and scrap metal. Pickup is available. Call 787-1204.
What do we got? Don't forget these guys up there. Do that one.
Logan Cash Rich Credit Union. If you teach in Logan Cash or Rich School District, you can qualify for an ultra-low interest rates on auto loans and more.
So we got Wallace, Zollinger, Livingston, Brown, and Skinner on the floor for Ridgeline. Blotter, Whitaker, Jepson, Best, and Hahn on the floor for Green Canyon. as Whitaker takes a couple of drive steps, gets it stolen away by Skinner, and then she fouls Skinner on the crossover and is gonna have the ball in possession of Ridgeline. 5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Livingston with the ball straight away over to Zollinger. Zollinger down in the short corner to Brown. Brown up top to Livingston. Livingston back, or high post to Wallace. Wallace down to Brown. A couple dribbles and a nice little scoop pass on the cutting Wallace for 2 points for Ridgeline.
Yeah, drew with two defenders and dropped it off to the open player.
Found the open girl. Found the open girl, and it was Wallace. Wallace with a nice night offensively as she has 9. Her first 2 points of the half. Blotter working against Zollinger. Couple dribbles to her left, and then she picks it up, looking for help. Gets it from Best. Best raises up from deep. That one's hard off the backboard. Rebounded by Wallace. Wallace over to Skinner. Skinner with a baseball pass in the corner to Livingston. Another nice pass from Brown. Unable to be handled by Wallace. Oh, and then it's just...
wild pass there by Wallace.
Yeah, Wallace just threw it to nobody. Skinner tried to save it, but on the transition from Green Canyon, Skinner steals it back and then slows things down. Skinner swings it over straight away to Livingston. Livingston back to Skinner. Looking for a high post. They get it with Wallace. Wallace turns, isn't a threat, hands it off to Livingston. Livingston to the short corner to Brown, and Brown gets hacked by Best, and she's going to go to the line. 63-49. Is that a 44-point lead?
Yes.
My math is still correct. Brown with her first foul shot. That's good, as that's her fourth. I have her 4. Okay, I'm not too far off here. You know, the Cinnamon Bear sure does a whole lot at this broadcast. Oh, we got some check-ins here. We have Brooke Smith checking in this ball game for Emily Skinner or Elise Livingston. Who's my other
Emily,
one?
I think
McCady.
McCady Jenks came in.
McCady checks in for. So Skinner and Livingston out of the game. Brown, the remaining starters, still on the floor. 3:30 to go in this fourth quarter. Brown did make her second. 65-19. Sadler, no, that's Tensmeyer. Tensmeyer up top to Whitaker, and then it's stolen away by Zollinger. Zollinger is going to slow the transition and not fast break, as Ridgeline just looks to work in a half court here. Nice entry pass from Smith into Brown. She misses the layup, but she kind of got a little too far under the basket, and her offhand, her right hand, is unable to finish. Transition for Green Canyon, and Whitaker, oh, she misses the layup as Green Canyon looked to come back with their own. But that one's missed by Whitaker.
Yep, a couple short ones missed there, one by each team.
Yep, and a timeout is going to be a 30-second variety timeout by Ridgeline, as we're probably going to have more checking the ball game here with 2:45 to go. Ridgeline up 65-19. Let's see what we got here, Brown. We have more sponsors to get through. Did we do advanced heating and air?
I don't think so.
Well, if we did, we're going to do it twice. Advanced Heating and Air, if you're looking for a new gas fireplace, go to Advanced Heating and Air. Advanced Fireplace and Stove in Logan has great options. Call 752-7272. Cache Valley Auto Care. Engine maintenance, tires, brakes, oil changes, belts, hoses. They can do it all at Cache Valley Auto Care. Find coupons on their website. And we'd like to recognize our Green Canyon Booster Club. Green Canyon High School supports sports throughout the year and would like to say thank you to all those local businesses and individuals who support Green Canyon sports and athletics and their student athletes. That's the Green Canyon Booster Club. A lot of these sponsors that we've mentioned are both Green Canyon and Ridgeline sponsors. So we appreciate all of our loyal sponsors out there. If you're looking to watch this game again or just Valley news in general, go to CacheValleyDaily.com. Your latest news, scores, photo galleries, and replays of tonight's games. Visit CacheValleyDaily.com or download the new Cache Valley Daily app. That shot from Jenks, right?
Yep.
Was that a shot from Jenks? Is missed, and then the rebound goes in possession for Green Canyon, and Sadler is going to – hi, Hayes. Sadler's going to bring this one across the front court, get it over to Whitaker. Whitaker with a couple dribbles and then kicks it over to Sadler, almost stolen. Sadler gets it to Hahn. Hahn with the little baseline mid-range is missed and rebounded by Brooke Smith. Brooke Smith over to Jenks. Jenks, another lefty, southpaw, is going to swing it over to Zollinger. Zollinger with a skip to Elise Wright, newly inserted. She gets it to Wallace. Wallace with a couple dribbles with the left hand. Swings it back in the corner to Zollinger. Zollinger with an entry pass into Wallace, and she's going to work. She goes into the body of Hahn, and an easy little layup as Wallace got deep into the paint that time.
Yeah, working on this career night offensively.
I'd say she is. That's her 11th point of the ball game for Ane Wallace. Definitely has the athleticism. Sometimes just needs the opportunity or the time, and she's getting it tonight as Ridgeline has a huge lead here on Green Canyon. Oh, and another block shot as Tensmeyer tried to go up against the bigger Wallace. I think she was operating against Jenks, and then Wallace just kind of stepped in there and swatted it away. And I don't know who called a timeout here, but
the Hawks called a timeout just for substitution purposes.
Yep, so we're going to get a few more girls on the court. As Reagan Brown, Macy Brown's younger sister, is going to check in the game. So we got two younger sisters on the court, Reagan and Brooke Smith. Reagan Brown and Brooke Smith. And then you got Elise Wright and Abby Mumford?
Yep. She checked in with Reagan.
So Abby in the game for Ane Wallace. Reagan in the game for Sydney Zollinger. As that three ball by Elise Wright is long and rebounded by Brooke Smith. Brooke Smith back to Elise Wright. Elise Wright to Reagan Brown in the corner. And a nice entry pass from way up high from McKady Jenks into Abby Mumford. And she gets her first 2 points of the ball game as she just checked in. So a nice job by the sophomore, Abby. Oh, she's a freshman.
She's a freshman.
Freshman on the floor as well as Reagan Brown. And then the lefty, Nelson, for Green Canyon. She's going to raise up and knock one down. That's going to be her 5th point of the game, I believe, as Green Canyon gets to 22. 10 seconds to go in this one. 69-22 for Ridgeline. Brooke Smith is going to cast. And it's missed. Abby Mumford just says, isn't this game over with? Is this one done? Where's the buzzer? Well, there it is. And Ridgeline is going to maintain the long home winning streak. And I'm going to do some research for our game on Saturday, Brown, as we'll be back here on the wave on the air as Ridgeline's going to take on Skyridge in this same gym. I'm going to go back and try to find out what that home winning streak actually is. Do a little bit of research. We're also going to tally up some statistics here and take a quick break, and we'll be back with the final stats, maybe a few words from Coach Ainsley Jenks if she remembers to come up and visit with us, and then we'll wrap this one up. We'll be back right after this.
Make it 3 years in a row. Advanced Heating and AC is honored to be Best of Northern Utah Gold Medalist. Thank you for your support and vote of confidence in their company. Advanced Heating and AC, online at advancedheating-ac.com.
If RPMs raise your BPMs, then get up and go. Go turn some heads. Go turn a wrench. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to keep you firing on all cylinders.
They really can put your logo on just about anything. That's what they do at the Logo Shop. Businesses, teams, booster clubs, school organizations, call the Logo Shop and have them show you the possibilities. The Logo Shop, committed to schools, teams, and youth groups.
Searching for copiers and printers? Les Olson IT has what you need. Find reliable HP printers, award-winning Sharp copiers, and high-end Ricoh graphic systems.
Les Olson IT.
Your Cache and Box Elder County McDonald's take pride in being part of our community. Your local McDonald's is hiring with flexible hours, tuition reimbursement, and great pay. Start your career today. Apply at careers.mcdonalds.com. McDonald's is an equal opportunity employer committed to a diverse and inclusive workforce.
This is Dave Simmons. Partner with the pros at Les Olson IT for all your office technology. Everything from copiers to outsourced IT services, think of LesOlsonIT.com.
Les Olson IT.
From what's happening in local political elections, to breaking news, to photo galleries and replays of the latest games. If it's happening in our community, it's on CashValleyDaily.com and the Cache Valley Daily app. Local, relevant news on CashValleyDaily.com.
Suit up, feel good. Custom tailored clothing for him and her. The Cater Shop, because how you look is the first message you deliver.
Well, that didn't go as planned. There we go. Oh, we need the other headset. Oh, it's right here. Welcome back to Ridgeline High, where the Lady Riverhawks. Hey, I got this one. The Lady Riverhawks come up with a big victory here against Green Canyon Wolves, 69-22, as just a dominating performance by the Lady Riverhawks, and led in scoring by, normally we say Emily Skinner.
Yep.
But it's Lise Livingston here tonight is going to be the leading scorer for the Lady Riverhawks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is that right? 2, 4, 6, 8 girls in the scoring column for Ridgeline. 5 in the scoring column for Green Canyon. But back to Elise Livingston, led the Lady Riverhawks with 20 points, as many of those were on the variety of fast break layups, as transition all night long for Ridgeline just seemed to be really working.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's a tough task, but when you just can't stop giving up easy layups, you know, it just makes it that much harder.
They definitely dug themselves a hole as Green Canyon found themselves behind 22-2 to start this ball game. Going back to the scores, Elise Livingston with 20, Emily Skinner right behind her with 18. Anne Wallace off the bench with 11. Next on the Sydney Zollinger had 6, also off the bench. Macy Brown with 5. Hallie Smith had 4. Brindley Weiss with 3. And Abby Munford, freshman, off the bench as well with 2. So 8 gals in the scoring category for Ridgeline, 5 for Green Canyon. And they were led by Jana Lynn Blotter. She had 9. Talissa Nelson, sophomore, had 5. Both Chloe Tensmeyer and Tori Jepson with 3. Both knocked down a three-pointer. And Marissa Best had 2. Scoring by quarter, Ridgeline jumped out to a 22-2 lead, carried that lead and expanded it, outscoring Green Canyon 19-10 in the second quarter, which opened up a 41-12 halftime lead. And then it was just more of the same. Ridgeline 17-5 in the third, and Ridgeline 11-5 in the fourth, which gives us a total 69-22. So they only surrendered 10 points in the second half. And I mean, I've seen it time and time again. This Ridgeline defense, not only do they create offense for themselves, but they make things extremely difficult on the other team, getting anything going offensively.
Yeah. It's really tough, and we've talked about it a few times, but credit Green Canyon in the second half to only giving up 11 or 28 points in the half,
as opposed to 41.
Compared to 41 in the first half. I think they slowed the pace down, and like we talked about, that's some of the stuff you can build on of how to manage a game a little bit better, just not to try to run up and down with a team that you can't run up and down with. I'm not sure if there's a team in the state that can run up and down with these girls. So you know, credit to them of slowing it down, and I think they did turn the ball over less in the second half, especially less for layups, because I think that's where we got a bunch of easy buckets in the first half.
Now, isn't it crazy to think that a girl out of Texas, her name was Aaliyah Chavez, just shredded this this Ridgeline defense for 35, I think. And her little point guard, I can't remember her name, she put up about 25. It's just crazy to think that was without Emily Skinner.
Mm-hmm.
But to think of the talent that you have to put 35 points on this defense alone,
yeah,
let alone whatever 60-something it was to end up taking us down, with or without Emily Skinner. The rest of these girls are not slouches when it comes to playing D. So, I mean, those teams from Texas are next level type talent that comes out of the state of Texas in the girls basketball. But this one was a fun one. I'm not sure if we're going to have Coach Ainsley Jenks come up and join us, but I just see this Ridgeline team going all the way, and I'm not sure the Snow Canyon can even slow them down. The way they're playing basketball right now, let me just go back and give you some point differentials over the past couple of weeks. So Ridgeline opens region play against this Green Canyon Wolves team a couple weeks ago, as we mentioned, on the 11th. Beat them by 39. Then they proceed to beat Bear River by 74, 83-9. They outscore Skyview, who's probably the next best team in this region, 68-33. That's a 35-point win against Skyview. Then they go and beat Mountain Crest at Mountain Crest, 73-18. And then they're victorious here tonight, 69-22.
Yeah, it's, they get out to these leads and it's just, they become insurmountable, and then they just keep building on them, and before you know it, they're up
the game's
30,
over.
40, 50 points.
Yeah,
and
it's
it's
crazy.
Like, you look at the scoreboard and you just start wondering how it even got that bad
How
that fast.
How did this happen? Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's just, it gets to the point where you just can't stop it. I mean, I don't care how many timeouts you have or what you can do. It's just the defense is relentless. The transition buckets come in bunches. And before you know it, like you say, it's 20, 30-point lead. On average, not on average, the most points that this team has surrendered was against Green Canyon in the first game. That was 38. The fewest points they've scored is 68 in region play. So get that. You have a 30-point margin on the worst game you played defensively and the worst game you played offensively. Now, on the other side, the flip side, the most points they put up offensively is 83. I think that's even on the season. Yeah, that is on the season. 83 is the highest point total that they have, and 9 is the fewest points that they've surrendered. I mean, it's something to watch. If you haven't seen these Lady Riverhawks play, I encourage you to come watch them play. Saturday, they're going to be playing at the same location in the Ridgeline Gymnasium against Skyridge, a 6A foe who, let me just take a look here, give you a little bit of background on Skyridge. They're 9-6 overall. They have common opponents Fremont. They beat Fremont, but they only beat Fremont by 3 points. We beat Fremont by 90-something. It wasn't 90-something.
I think, they came out with high hopes, Skyridge did, and I'm thinking they had their best player go down with an injury, because I haven't seen her
too bad.
in the scorebooks lately for probably at least a month. And I think they've lost some games that they probably would have won had they had her.
Yeah, they beat Morgan in the preseason, and then they proceeded to lose 2, 4, 5 in a row as they lost to Lehigh, Lone Peak. They lost to Lone Peak by 39. That's a team we beat by 7 or 4? 4, because they made that late 3, yep. So, this Skyridge could very well be a lot of the same. It may not be a competitive game, but I tell you what, whatever the score is, these Lady Riverhawks are just a fun group of girls to watch play the game of basketball. So again, if you haven't seen them play, come out Saturday at 4 o'clock. They'll be playing at Ridgeline. Green Canyon, their next game, let me tell you what that is here real quick, as Green Canyon is going to go and play they'll be at Mountain Crest on the 6th of February. I'm not sure. I mean, it's January what?
It's
30th?
30th, so that'll be next week.
Next Tuesday, probably?
Probably next Thursday. I think they played Logan in between is my guess.
Well, okay. Looks like Green Canyon's going to...
No, it'll be Tuesday.
I think they might be skipping that Logan game. Well, maybe.
Tuesday's the 6th.
Okay. So they got Mountain Crest on the 6th, Skyview on the 13th, and then they close region play with Bear River at Bear River. So Green Canyon looking to rebound after this. Bit of a tough loss to Ridgeline, but I don't think we're going to get Ainsley Jenks to come and talk about this one as she's in the locker room with the girls. Most of the girls are actually out of the locker room, so we're going to wrap this one up. Dave, the Cinnamon Bear, if you're out there listening, we missed you, buddy.
Nick's voice misses you.
Yeah, I got a little bit of a scratchy throat after last week. We did like 3 nights in a row. We did boys on Wednesday, boys basketball, wrestling on Thursday, boys basketball on Friday, and now I'm back at it Tuesday. And it doesn't help that I got a little bit of congestion going on. We're going to battle through it as we're going to be back on the air Saturday, and then
Friday.
That's
Friday.
right, Friday. We're going to be back on the air Friday night with the boys home against Green Canyon here in this same gym for the Hall of Famer, downtown Tony Brown. I'm the Patriot, Nick Zollinger, and we missed Dave Simmons tonight, but we're going to get him back Friday. Hope everybody has a great night, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye, everybody.
This Ridgeline Riverhawks broadcast has been a presentation of 104.5 The Ranch and CashValleyDaily.com. Made possible by the support of our sponsors, Adams Wealth Advisors, Great Basin Graphics, McDonald's, Logo Shop, Castelite, Napa Auto Parts, Planet Fitness, DD Auto Salvage, Cache Valley Auto Care, Les Olson Company, Logan Cash Rich Credit Union, The Cater Shop, Advanced Heating and Air Conditioning, and Cache Valley Daily. Catch the replay of tonight's game on CashValleyDaily.com.